These are the steps for how to transfer a GPX file onto a Garmin handheld GPS unit. The first step is to find the course or track that you plan to follow. You can do this in a application like AllTrails by either going to create a new map, or you can use the Explore option and find a pre-curated map or track of the hike that you plan to do. In this case, I have the Devil's Path east to west and the Catskills pulled up. And so once you have your course or map pulled up, you would then go up to the More menu, hover over that, and you're going to go to Download Route. A pop-up window will appear and you'll leave the GPX track option selected and click OK to download that to your computer. You'll see the download complete. And what you're going to then do is plug your GPS unit into your computer with the charging cable. Once the GPS unit is plugged in and on, you can then pull up Garmin Basecamp. Garmin Basecamp application is what we're going to use to transfer that file to the GPS unit itself. So here I have Garmin Basecamp pulled up, and what I'll do is I will go up and click on the File menu, and I'm going to say Import into my collection. There I will then navigate on my computer, in this case to my Downloads folder, and I'll find the newly downloaded GPX file, which I can see here labeled Devil's Path East to West.gpx. I'll click on it, and then I'll select Open. This will import that GPX file into Garmin Basecamp, and you can see here the track will automatically appear on the screen. Here I also have the Topo Active Americas North map pulled up. This is standard on my Garmin GPS Map 66i. Comes preloaded with that mapping software, so you may need to come up here to the map pull down menu and change it from the global map to one of the preloaded topo and trail maps that come with the device. That's going to allow you to then see the topographic data and other points of interest as you see here. What I like to do is double click on the path, and I usually change the color to magenta. It stands out nicely against the background. And then what I'll do next is go in and add waypoints for the various summits. So this is helpful so that when you're following this track on your GPS device, you can actually see a waypoint flag indicating where the summit is, the summit of a mountain, or it could be a trail junction or a water source or a road crossing or some other point of interest. So in this case here, I'll show the process. I'm going to zoom in this case using my mouse up wheel on my mouse, zoom in a few clicks, and I know here that Indian Head is the first summit on the Devil's Path. So I'm going to come up to the toolbar and choose the new waypoint option, which is the flag icon. I click on that, and then I'm going to come down and I'm going to drop this waypoint approximately where I believe the summit of the mountain is. I click there, and it's going to drop the waypoint. I can then select the label by clicking on it, and that's going to pull up the label for that waypoint, and I can name it Indian Head Summit. You can change the icon from a flag if you want to change that to a mountain summit. You can do that. You can also use one of the other waypoint options, such as a trailhead or maybe a trail junction or a water source or something else that's going to stand out to you. So there I created it. I will X out, and then I'm going to switch back from the waypoint option to the pan tool, which is the hand. That allows me to then click and grab and move this map around. I can also zoom out a little bit as I'm doing here. And I can then come to the next summit, which is Twin. I zoom in, and I'm going to click another waypoint, and I can drop that where I believe the summit approximately is. I'm going to relabel that, and I'm going to choose my icon, and I would then proceed to do this with the remaining waypoints, Sugarloaf, Plateau, maybe the Devil's Tombstone campground. Maybe I'm going to stop here for a water fill up. Whatever it is you need to do so that when you're following this particular track, it's going to be helpful to you when you see it on your GPS device. Once you have all of your waypoints created, what you do is um, click over here in the My Collection section. I'm going to click and I'm going to drag to highlight all of these waypoints in addition to the course itself. I could also click on one of them, hold the Shift key, and then click on the bottom one. However it is you want to go about selecting all of these. Then you're going to right click on one of them. Again, making sure all are still selected. I've right clicked and I'm going to go send to. I'm going to send to my device. Here I can see the GPS map 66i. I'm going to click on the internal storage. I'm going to click OK. You can then see right here the internal storage shows the green check mark. It did in fact transfer to the device. So that is the step for how to take a GPX file or a course or a track, how to put that into Garmin's Basecamp, how to customize it a bit with some waypoints that are going to be helpful to you when you're navigating, and then how to transfer that to the GPS device. The course is now on the device. It's always important to then unplug the device from your computer, power it on, go to the My Track section, find this one that you've just transferred on, open it up, view it, make sure that it looks correct and accurate as you had transferred it. That way there's no surprises when you get to the trail. But that is the process. And now the next step is how to pull that device, how to pull that GPS track up on the device itself, and how to then zoom in or start your activity recording and follow that when you're actually out hiking.